Welcome in, beautiful people. Riggs Tamburo, Seth Douglas, the Texas Longhorns 2026 schedule preview and predictions. They got a little boy on their team named Arch Manning, Seth, that people are saying is the Heisman pick right now. Likely going to be a national champion by the end of this thing. But last year, it didn't quite go as planned. The hype train fell very, very short and was stopped in its tracks. But he is back. He is ready for more. And the Texas Longhorns have high expectations here, my man. Your article on sports4media.com. We'll talk about the rest of the upcoming season here in just a second. But I want your quick recap. 2025, how'd you feel about it? I know there's a lot of moves in the offseason, a lot of transfer people, whatever. Who doesn't want to play at Texas? But how do you feel overall from last year?
I feel like the hype of Arch Manning was very somber. It was like we seen him at Ohio State, and then we just wrote him off after that, which was necessary because I'm like, and he still needs a little bit of time. But as the year went on, he started to pick up and started to understand what it was to be a college football quarterback. And I don't know, I feel like he's going to have a better year this year. But do I think national title hopes? We may have to pump the brakes just a little bit. The odds makers might disagree with you there, Seth. I know. I think they always do, but we know ball though, Riggs. We know ball, so we got to give them the real stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, look, I told y'all heading into last year. Look, Seth's tired of hearing this shit, y'all, but I got to keep telling y'all. All right, I told y'all that these boys was gonna be trash. All them hyped up quarterbacks last year. Him and I do disagree on Trinidad Chambliss, but if you missed the Ole Miss show, it'll be running again here very, very soon. And you guys can go ahead and check that one out. But that said, my man, I want to talk here about just a couple of the quick offseason moves here because there was a few of them. Key subtractions, you said running back depth, wide receiver depth, and offensive line depth. Which of these worries you the most for the Texas Longhorns?
It has to be the offensive line. I believe Arch Manning was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in college last year. And with how the odds makers, like you alluded to earlier, are predicting them to be a national championship contender, the offensive line has to be the driving force to make sure this team gets to where they need to be at. Because obviously you need the offensive line to run block and pass block. And without a good offensive line, you're not going anywhere against the elite teams in college football. So it would definitely be the offensive line.
Right there with you, bro. I think offensive line's big. And at the end of the day, everyone knows they stack up their O-lines there at Texas. And he's had that protection. He's had time back there. And I think that was part of the big expectation last year was like, well, if you give a kid with this much talent and this last name, that kind of protection, he going to make something happen with all them playmakers around them. And it still felt like they fell short. So can they do it this year? We shall see, guys. If you're just hopping in here, Texas Longhorns 2026 schedule predictions. We are jumping on in, my man. Week number 1. Well, really quickly, just for the people, just because I have Seth here. He's a Michigan fan. I got to throw that real quick. So their last win of last season, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, 41-27. The Texas Longhorns get it done. Prior to that, they do beat number 7 Texas A&M, a game that a lot of people had them losing, Seth. So there is some momentum here to finish the season for Texas. Then they get Texas State on September 5th. This is the opener for them, whatever you want to call it, week 0, week 1, whatever the hell. We really should call it week 1, Seth, but whatever. September 5th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. That just looks like a week 0 freaking time. Texas State, man, I know we don't expect much here, but I didn't want to ask you, is there any world that they lose this game? Is there any world that this is even a 2-score game?
Nah, I think it's a blowout. This is where I wish, the noise of the Texas Tech and the Texas collaboration comes into play. That would be must-watch TV if Texas Tech and Texas played week 1, but we're not going to get that, unfortunately. But Texas definitely gets the dub against Texas State for sure.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Texas State here, 1-0 for Texas Longhorns, but the challenges do not take long to get here. Ohio State, Seth's other favorite team, coming to town here, 7:30 p.m. on September 12th. They got real lucky drawing Ohio State all the way over there in Texas, my boy, because going to Ohio State, I would not like this game for Texas, but it's kind of that redemption show for Arch Manning. Can he get this done, Seth? Does he?
See, I was torn last year with this game, and I hoped even though I have a couple friends that are Texas fans, and I didn't want them to win that game either, but I wanted them to beat Ohio State. So I'm going to take Texas again in this matchup. I think they get the revenge, and this game is at home. I think it's a DKY stadium, so when Texas is at home, they're pretty hard to beat. So give me the Longhorns.
Well, look, man, I got to ask you one of these questions, and it's coming up here pretty early, but I think it is. Is this a must-win game for the Texas Longhorns? To be fair, it probably is for both teams.
Yeah.
To be fair, but it obviously, when you have home field here, you're the ones that technically, based on odds, are supposed to most likely win this game. I'd say Texas is probably a 1.5-point favorite or something like that here. When this rolls around, folks, don't get it twisted. If you give me a plus sign in front of Ohio State, I'm fucking taking it. Okay. If I lose, I lose. It is what it is. But we're talking about wins and losses here. Is this a must-win game for Arch? Do you think if they beat Texas State 55-0, yeah, who gives a shit? And then they lose this one, is it kind of like, here we go again?
I think to both parts, I do think it's a must-win game for both teams going into this year, just because looking at both Ohio State and Texas's record, they both have at least 5 to 6 losable games on their schedule. So I think whoever wins this one has the better chance of making it to their conference title and also solidifying a playoff win or a playoff berth. So this game has playoff implications right off the bat in week 2.
Bro. I know I was a little disrespectful last year to the quarterback situation at Ohio State. Okay. Though, to be fair, since I had no expectations for him, I wasn't that hard on him. I just didn't buy into it. It was like, what? So we're going to take this dude to like make a deep run at it and like be something crazy. Like when they had him in the Heisman talks, I was like, bro, the fuck?
Yeah, I don't buy Julian Sayin still to this day, but I mean, it is what it is.
Really?
No.
Really?
He's blah. Like what? I mean, you got a good offensive line. All you need to do is just sit there and be a distributor of the ball.
Same thing can be said about Arch Manning, though, bro.
Arch is more talented than Sayin, though. I'll say that.
Is he?
Yes. He's more of a dynamic.
Sayin was a freshman doing it, Brody.
Sayin had
nobody named Manning teaching him how to do it either.
You're right. That's fine. But, I mean, you also have probably one of the best wide receiver cores in the nation. Granted, this year, that's another story. But, I mean, he's not someone that makes you really feel like you have to game plan for him. Instead of Arch, you kind of have to do a little bit more game planning because he's more mobile.
Okay. It's kind of like shout out my boy MGK. What he said to Eminem? Something about I got famous and I didn't need Dre to produce me. Maybe Julian Payne's saying that, like, hey, you got all these things, bro. You got this big game, you get paid all this money, you just had it handed to you. You know what I'm saying?
He's still produced by Ryan Day. He's got Ryan Day under production still. That's still a lot.
This is hard for me because I do like Ohio State overall. And as much as the coaching departments on both of these teams get shit, I trust Sarkisian less. People like Sark. And I don't know why, bro. Your boy Ryan Day over there, people can say what they want about him. But the boy wins, bro. He wins. And I got to give it to him. And he's now buried. He's buried the Michigan thing as well. So I just feel like Texas has every opportunity to win this game, and they have to win this game. This is a bigger game for Texas than it is for Ohio State. But if this really comes down to coaching, I'm giving it to Ryan Day. I think the quarterbacks are very similar from like what their stat line is going to be. I think they're very similar. The only other difference is I would say I think Texas comes in with a slightly stronger defense. My gut is telling me I'm supposed to take Texas here, but I'm taking Ohio State because I don't trust Texas, and I feel like they're shoving it down my throat again, that I'm supposed to respect this team, but I don't know why. So I got to go Ohio State on the road. But once again, folks, that's more of a when this rolls around, I'll be betting on them with a plus sign in front of their name because plus 105 on Ohio State's good enough for me. But anyway, so 2-0 for you, yeah?
Yeah, 2-0.
All right, 1-1 for me, guys. Then it gets good here. UTSA, okay, Texas, Ohio State, Texas. Oh, Tennessee. Oh, thank God. I was going to say 3 Texas games. What the hell's going on here? UTSA at Texas. We don't got to waste time here. I mean, I know UTSA has their little moments. You know, they can be dangerous. I think they can score. I think they could break 10 points in this game, but I think 14 is about the ceiling here for UTSA. What are we going to say, like 35-14?
That sounds about right.
Texas. All right, there you go. 3-0 for Seth, 2-1 for myself. Then they go to Tennessee. Now, this Tennessee team last year, man, it was a shit show. And it all started with the quarterback position. Right before the year, we all know the boy said, I want my money. And they said, why don't you go fuck yourself? And that was that. And they kind of said, we ain't going to be, bargained with, bro. So we will lose the rest of the year before we give you this money you asking for. So you have fun at UCLA, little boy. Go ahead. How do you feel about Tennessee this year coming in? Is it a better feeling than last year? Because I know you like, what's his name? Hupel?
Josh Heupel, yeah.
Heupel. Thank you. There you go. So.
I think this year, granted, it's still like a transition year just with, I believe they have 2 freshman quarterbacks coming in, and they're going to have a battle between each other during the fall. But I think this year they still expect them to be very competitive. Do I think a playoff berth this year? Probably not. I think they're probably around like 8 or 9 wins, but I think they're going to be a competitive team. So, fair. And with that being said, I think I'll give Texas. God, why am I giving Texas a 4-0 start?
I don't know, Seth. I don't know. Well, 2 of them are free. I mean, the only one you're really giving them so far is Ohio State. That's a coin flip, but
But yeah, give me a 4-0 start for Texas. Give me Texas beating Tennessee. Did we say this was at Tennessee or at Texas?
At Tennessee at noon. It's one of them. I think it's a college. I don't know if it's a college game day, but it's at that time frame.
Yeah, give me Texas. I think this will be close though. But yeah, give me Texas to get it done.
Gonna be close. You know what's so weird? You almost sound more concerned about Tennessee than Ohio State. And I get that it's at Tennessee, so I get that.
Weird. I say that because I'm not so bought in on Ohio State just because there's a lot of turmoil, not turmoil. That's not the right word, but just a lot of churn when it comes to new players coming in and new OC. God bless Arthur Smith being the new OC at Ohio State. Let him destroy that offense, please. But yeah, I need to see it. I need to see it from Ohio State this year.
I want to talk about the Arthur Smith thing, bro.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the only thing we can talk about is that he ain't on the Steelers no more, and you and I ain't got to watch him call a fucking screen for the 16th time in the third quarter.
That's what I'm saying with Ohio State. When do we ever consider them like a slow the pace kind of team? Never. Like they are like spread the ball. Everybody's running downfield, and for them to get Arthur Smith, that was a little concerning to me during this. It
is one of the biggest offseason moves that is not talked about. That is incredibly important. Dude, we could do a whole series on this fucking move. I don't understand it. I remember what happened. So my brother calls me and he goes, "Yo, I might be having bad sources, but I'm hearing that Arthur Smith's going to fucking Ohio State as the OC." I said, "You're shitting me." He's like, "Dog." He goes, "You fucking go talk and call me back." And I said, "Bet." And about half an hour later, I called him and said, "Bro, it's real." And he was like, "There's no way. Like, there's no way. Why would they ever do that?" And he's like, "Look, it's a Steelers fan, bro. I'm thrilled." But he's like, "How did that, of all the candidates, of everyone that wants that job, why would they go for a dude who's had a very no college experience, not a lot of success in the NFL? When he does have success, it's more of like because the Steelers always make the playoffs thing. It's not because the offense is top 5 in the NFL. It's never that." So people are just like, "What?" And I get some people like, "Well, because he's done it with quarterbacks that, haven't been whatever." I do think Arthur is better than what we all expect. I really, really do. That said, I can't believe he got the job.
Yeah, so that just goes back to, I'll make this real quick. And I think that's just a point of Ryan Day just getting so used to having all these NFL minds around him. And I think, again, mind you, I think he's going to get the itch once again. We're going to see him on the sideline itching and scratching just because he's not calling the plays like he did last year with Brian Hartline. Granted, we all know that was a mixed bag of things, but I don't know. I just think it's just going to be a very interesting collaboration between these two, because I don't know what kind of offense they're really about to run.
Yeah. We will see, guys. But that said, Seth, I got to take it back to where we started a second ago. I think this is an easy win for Texas. Easy. I might be dumb using the word easy, my boy. But the Ohio State game is much more concerning to me than the Tennessee game. I do think next year, I think Tennessee kind of gets back to their ways. I think they become dangerous again. I think they get back to 9-10 wins. But that's a 2027 thing for me. I don't see it yet. I don't think you mentioned the freshman quarterbacks that came in. I just don't see the development yet. And as much as I like Josh Heupel, he does a good job. They play real-ass football teams that are loaded from top to bottom all year. And they're gonna win a lot of the easy ones. They're gonna win a lot of the gimmies. They're gonna win a couple of the toss-ups. They're not gonna beat any of the 4 big ones on their schedule. I don't think. I mean, maybe they escape one. Maybe they take one. This is too early in the year. The quarterbacks won't be ready. I think Texas defense just murders them. This is probably more of a Texas defense game than it is Arch just having himself a fucking day. But this to me feels like they hold Tennessee to under 20, which means I think they're going to be okay. Give me like 24-14, 24-17 Texas in this game. But also, since I gave them Ohio State as a loss, I have to go win here because I think they're 3-1 at this point. Maybe 4-0 if they beat Ohio State, but we shall see. Then things start to get a little bit spicier, guys. They take here comes the bye week already. September 26th, you see them play. They don't play again until October 10th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time at Oklahoma. Another controversial team, kind of in that Tennessee boat of like, hey, we know how good you can be, but you haven't really been that. Seth, is this one a win at Oklahoma after the bye week?
No, I think Oklahoma gets their revenge after last year's Red River rivalry game. And I think we'll see John Mateer for Oklahoma
That's your boy.
I think we'll see him, start to build his case for a Heisman potential candidacy during this game as well. So give me Oklahoma.
For those that weren't around last year, Seth went to war for this boy John Mateer, y'all. Like,
if he didn't break his hand,
bro, he should still be in he should still be in this Heisman conversation. And he went to war for this dude. I respect it. For real. Because I'm the same way about guys. Like, if I have a dude that I like, Pavia, I defended Pavia to the fucking ground, bro. I was like, can we please put some respect on this dude's freaking name, bro? Like, yes, he should be in the Heisman talks. Yes, he's legitimate quarterback. Blah, 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 blah. So whatever. That said, I'm trying to figure out how you really feel about Texas. I'm really trying to figure it out. Because if Sark loses after 2 weeks of preparing for this game, I don't want to hear it anymore, y'all. I don't want to fucking hear it anymore. Okay, I'm tired of it. Just admit that he's not that good. He has a stellar football team that he never gets deep with. Like, let's just call it what it is. Anyway, Seth. Painfully. Deep pain. I'm going win here for Texas. I actually kind of hope Oklahoma wins this game, and I kind of see Oklahoma winning this game. But I feel like coming off the bye, and I know it hurts some teams, but I think it's going to help Texas here. I think it's going to let them hit the reset button, especially if they come in 4-0. I think they're going to have a lot of confidence coming in here. And if they're 3-1, I think it also helps because they got to come in here and fucking win. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's why I say the 4-0 is a little bit more tricky, because once you're 4-0, yes, you get the bye week, but we've usually seen teams get a little bit of complacency when it comes to just like, oh, we ran through the first part of our schedule already, and now you get down to
these schedules get nasty.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have that mentality this year of like, all right, we got 2 hard games. If we just win those, we're good. Because that's what it seems to be for the big teams a lot. Not this year, bro. If anything, the first 4 are fucking easy. I mean, outside of Ohio State, it's two freebies. And yeah, you go to Tennessee, but when you compare Tennessee to Oklahoma, Florida, Michigan, Tennessee kind of easy. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, 1 for 1. Like, I think Oklahoma's a better team than Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think Michigan's a better team than Tennessee. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, all right, man. So, a loss for you against Oklahoma, a win for me, but deep down, y'all, I hope I'm fucking wrong. All right. Moving through here, Florida at Texas. We got a TBD here, maybe a potential college game day, maybe a night game. Who knows what's going on here, but a TBD in the time category. Florida at Texas. You might like Florida, but I don't think that they go across the entire country to Texas in prime time and win this game. In the swamp, you flip it around, maybe, but I don't really know, dude, if it's a noon game, Texas time, which I don't think it would be, but if it is, that is a weird game overall anyway. But if it's a night game, it's like an 11-12 start time for Florida kids, which is interesting as well. Would they really run a game at like, I don't know, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. in Texas as a prime time game? I don't know. Either way, too far for me. Florida, I know they have their moments. They could beat some people. They don't win this game. Give me Texas.
Yeah, give me Texas as well. I think Florida is coming in with a new head coach, just a new culture system all around. So it's going to take time for them to get acclimated to SEC play. So give me Texas.
There you go, guys. We are sweeping it up there with the Gators. Gator wrestling. Easy dubs over there. Then Ole Miss and Seth's boy Trinidad Chambliss coming in the building, coming to get a win here. But they got to do it on the road here. They got to go to Texas to get this win. Seth Douglas, for those that don't know, got this Chambliss man up here in the Heisman conversation.
Heisman winner.
He's trying to tell me how good this dude is. We gonna find out. We gonna find out. And Seth, you know what, brother? As much shit as I gave you about Trinidad, and I'm going to attempt to pump the brakes on him as we get closer to the season. I'm going to try. I'm watching him a lot. I'm keeping an eye on him. I actually think he might be the better quarterback in this game.
I think so, too.
I really do. I'm not going to say it right now. But you said earlier, talent-wise, that Arch was better than Julian Sand.
Yeah.
I do think talent-wise, Arch is probably still a better skill player than Trinidad. And I know Arch can run the football, but I can't really say Arch is a better athlete than Trinidad. I don't know about that. Anyway, it's on the road. It's a brutally tough game. My gut tells me Sarkisian finds a way to fuck this up. Okay. But I'm going to go Texas. because I've been really hard on Ole Miss, and I have to kind of stand on that. So give me Texas painfully.
Give me Ole Miss. I believe I picked Ole Miss when we did the Ole Miss recap preview. So give me Ole Miss. I'm going to stand 10 toes with them. Trinidad continues his Heisman race and, gets the dub.
Bro, why am I picking all these wins, bro?
Hey, man.
This one's supposed to happen.
I will tell you this, Riggs. It's because I'm very torn on Texas as well. Because just as much as people have been talking about them, I can see them make a title game. In my heart, do I really want them to? No. But in my mind, if they really have
they should.
If they really have the offensive line and Arch really does take that next step, this should be a national championship contender. Like legitimate, like you can put them in the Final Four at the end of the year. But I need to see. I need to see it though.
I know. And I'm trying. It's like Ole Miss, bro. Like I'll give it to Ole Miss too, bro. They had an insane offseason. Like I was shocked. Like people really bought into this coach after the whole Lane Kiffin thing. And they actually kind of like really supported this fucking guy. At first I was like, he's a place filler. This is a hype train thing. This is more of their hate for Lane Kiffin than it is their love for the new guy, But I kind of think that they really like him. So
Pete Golden, he's one of the ones. Guy under the Saban coaching tree. So he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
He does. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to give Texas a little grace because I think they're better than they showed. But I also am trying to like limit teams like Ole Miss because I don't think they're quite as good as they looked at the very end of the season last year. So I don't know, bro. It's like you said, this is all feel out process, but somehow I got one loss for Texas and it's against freaking Ohio State. But they got Mississippi State around the corner. I don't want to spend too much time here. It's getting spooky out here on Halloween, October 31st. I'm going to go Texas here, but I'm glad that you put your hand up because I almost did it, Seth. I almost said this is the complacency game. This is the one that they get fucking caught. I almost said that, but I'm not going to, so I hope you might.
I won't either. I won't say it either. But me and you are both on the same wavelength. But I also want to mention last year, this game actually went to the wire. I think it went to double overtime. And Texas squeaked out of there with a last-minute touchdown. So I think, everything is in Mississippi State's hands at this point in time. It's Halloween, night game. Everything is just laid out in front of them to make something happen. But I'll go with Texas just for now. For now, though.
Funny enough, it actually happened October 25th last year. The final score 45-38 in overtime. Texas rallied from a 17-point deficit.
Yep,
if you remember that. That was the game that we were all like, oh, they got caught. Yep, they finally got caught. And then they made the run for it. And then they went to overtime and we were like, oh, here we fucking go. And they found a way. So you're right. I mean, look, Mississippi State knows they can win this game. They know that. We know that. Yep. Problem is you don't get a lot of chances to put the bull in the dirt. And when you got a 17-point lead.
Once you put the horns down, you're liable to, fuck some shit up, excuse my language. And, everything goes wrong after that.
It's hard to lose that one and then be like, but man, we fucking had them. You did have them, but like they also showed that you could be kicking their ass for 3 quarters and they're still going to beat you. Yeah. And that's also a problem. It was also the first time I actually enjoyed watching Arch Manning, tuck his, pull his bootstraps up and say, all right, holy shit, it's time for me to do something. Like, thank God. Like we needed to see that out of Arch Manning. So anyway, a win here for Texas, but could be scary. Then they go to Mizzou, one of the most difficult college football programs to figure out anywhere is Mizzou. I love Mizzou. Shout out to my grandpa. I love him. But they are very hard to bet on, Seth, because they're either going to beat you by 30 or they're going to lose by 30. And that's just who they are. So help me out here. It's at Mizzou. It's a tough game. It's coming off a tough streak. And you got to travel to do it here. So is there a world that Mizzou hand them their next L?
I think it's very possible. Eli Drinkowitz, the head coach for the Missouri Tigers, he's always finding ways to get this team to 10 wins. And at this point, I can't fight it. He's done it, and he's proved me wrong at multiple steps. And I also think with the additions of Chip Lindsey as the new OC and also Austin Simmons coming in as a new quarterback, I think this team is very formidable against a Texas team that could be licking their wounds a little bit coming off that Mississippi game, and also who they play, Ole Miss before then. So
yeah, Ole Miss.
It's possible. It's very possible. As of right now, I'm gonna give Texas the win, but this is another game that raises my eyebrows, and I'll give it to Texas. But don't be surprised if Missouri or Mississippi State gives Texas a run during the season.
Yeah. This is where I'm stuck, is I haven't given them, when you look back on it, I haven't given them fucking any of these. I didn't give them Oklahoma L, Florida L, Ole Miss L, Mississippi State. Like, I'm only going to say this because I think it's only right that I do so. I'm going to give them an L here. Only because I feel like in that stretch, they fuck something up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be Ole Miss. That might have been the one I missed out on. It might have been Oklahoma. Might have been the one I missed out on. I think those are both incredibly close games. And then you get Mizzou. I don't really think it's Mizzou. It's more of, it's later in the year. They've been doing a lot of traveling. I think the complacency has to find its way in at some point. And I think if they do lose, it's probably on the road. So
yeah, and also this is a look-ahead spot because we see who's next up on that schedule too. Do. So I don't know. That you might be right. This might be the complacency game.
Roll the transition, Seth. You just brought it up, my man. At LSU, give me another L for the Texas Longhorns. I'm a little scared about the LSU schedule prediction show, because I've given them a couple fucking big ones, all right? On the other shows we've done, when they played Ole Miss, I gave it to LSU. And when LSU played Texas, I gave it to LSU. So I'm getting a little scared mentally because I don't think I'm that high on LSU. And you know me, I can't fucking stand LSU. So it's really hard for me. But I think this is an L. The only reason why I considered not saying a loss in some of the previous games is because I had this one circled. But the more I look at it, I'm like, damn, they probably come in here with 2 L's.
Yeah.
Like this is what we call a must-win game. And I think LSU takes it from them. So, yeah, give me the Tigers. Lane Kiffin, what's up?
Hey, this one's a hard one because I'll put this down right now. Take the over on whatever they put on the bets because it's about to be a shootout. I'm going to just tell you that right now. This will be a shootout. At least six touchdowns is going to be scored.
Do you think LSU can put up 30 on this Texas defense?
I think
or is
so.
30 the number? Like if Texas hits 30, do they win this game?
I'll say whoever the race is to 30. I'll put it like that. Whoever gets 30 will win this game. I want to give it to Texas, but I am very curious on how LSU is going to come this year. They got Sam Leavitt, and they just got, half of the freaking Ole Miss roster from last year came down there. So it's just it's a lot of different things are in this game, and I'm just very interested. But give it to Texas, but I won't be surprised if this could be their 3rd loss of the season for me.
Who's the better coach? Oh, he's thinking about this. I was going to say Lane Kiffin. I felt pretty good about that, but
I'll give it the Shark by like a hair. I think he's because I think Shark is a little bit more defensive minded, just a little bit. He's more cognizant when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. And when it comes to that, when it comes to judging a head coach, I need to know you can at least figure out both sides of the ball. And to me, Lane, as much as he's a great offensive coordinator and a great play caller, his defenses be so bad all the time. So
fair, but I can't stand Sark's offensive abilities either. So
sometimes he likes to dink and dunk, but also I think that's also the quarterbacks he chooses to be in those situations, like a Quinn Ewers. He was a very dink and dunk kind of guy. So it just depends. But
yeah,
give me Shark.
Look, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin got away with being that team that it was air raid. It just is what it is. You know, it was like, hey, we're either going to put up 50 on you and kick your ass, or we're going to lose because we can't get anything going. Like that, that was literally their identity. That's who they were with Jackson Dart. That's just who they've been. They are an air it out. He is an air it out type of coach. But that's why I asked you if they can put up 30 on, you know, a Texas defense, you know, because a Texas defense, bro, it's a tough team to put 30 points on. Yeah. I don't care who you are, you know.
And I think Will Muschamp as the new DC. Will Muschamp has been very, very known when it comes to SEC circles and coaching. You know, he's been all over the place. So, yeah, I agree. The Texas defense is going to be very, very difficult this year.
All right, y'all. A loss for Texas for me, a win for Seth on the road, a big one down there in Louisiana. Arkansas at Texas, November 21st. Arkansas is one of them teams, boy. Don't ever count them out. They should be your dog of the week every week. That's just who they are. But Seth, November, late in the year, Texas probably in a position where they lose again and it's guaranteed it's over. Do they let this one slip?
I think not. I think they get the win. But like you said, Arkansas is a very tricky team. So don't be surprised if we look up at like halftime and it's like a 3-point game or something like that. And then we see Texas pull away. But Texas will get the win. But they're going to definitely be pulling some teeth to get the win.
Yeah. My thing about this one, you said 3-point game at halftime. I was going to say, I bet you we got Arkansas up a tutty at halftime. I think it's one of them. It's one of them. But like you said, they get it together second half to find a way to get it done. And Texas probably outscore them 14-0 in the fourth quarter. And Arkansas goes, oh, man, another one that we almost had them when we didn't have them. But they'll put on a good show for us. So shout out Razorbacks. But anyway, one more here, my man. Texas in the rematch, 7:30 p.m., November 27th at Texas A&M, a team that they took the liberty of smacking around as the 7 seed last year. Does Texas A&M get revenge here, my man, in a must-win for probably both sides football game?
Man. Another one that has playoff implications for sure by this time of the year. It's hard to go against Mike Elko, the head coach for Texas A&M. He's building that Aggies team up very nicely. But I just think Texas is just a notch above them when it comes to firepower. And just give me Texas for now. But I put a question mark. Yeah, I put a question mark by this game for when the season starts, though.
I got a controversial one for you. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Who's the better head coach here?
Oh, Elko or Sarkisian?
Let me say something. If you put Elko on Texas, he does better. I think Elko's a better coach with less to work with.
I agree. That's what I was going to say. I think Elko, his makeup and how he implements a culture into a school is way better than what Sarkisian will do. Granted, I will give Sarkisian his props. He definitely had to take Texas and flip them and turn them all the way around from the Charlie Strong and the I forget. Oh, Tom Herman, I believe that's his name. from those two eras. So props to Sharp, but Elko, he's one of them when it comes to that hard-nosed guy.
He is one of them. And you see all the other coaches talk about him, and they're like, man, like, you don't ever write off Mike Elko and his boys. Like,
Yeah.
They'll come in there and whoop your ass because they'll just out-coach you, outplay you, out-prepare for you.
For sure.
So, I'm right there with you. But, bro, I'm not a Texas A&M guy.
Yeah.
You know this about, like, how many shows have you and I done during the actual year where I'm like, give me Texas A&M. I don't put a lot on them. I don't like betting on them.
I remember specifically last year when they played Missouri and we were talking about that game and they almost like got blown out the water.
Yeah.
And they Texas A&M came back, but I remember during the during the show you were harping on like don't let Texas A&M like get too much of a big head and blow the game, which they almost did. So
they should, boy. They should have, bro. They fucking should have. We had them. We had them where we wanted them. But yeah, man, I don't know. Because it's the desperation game, I'm gonna go Texas. This is the end of the Arch Manning era. If they lose this game, this is goodbye playoffs. If they lose this game, this is goodbye Heisman. If they lose this game, there's just more on Texas. And I do think Elko gives them a run for it. And I do think Elko coaches a better game here. But player for player, it is the end of the year. It is the best Arch Manning we will have seen as a college football player. I'm going Texas, Seth, against my better judgment. Right. Give me the Longhorns to win this football game. I hate that it's at A&M too. I absolutely hate it. But that said, my man, I think right now I had 3 L's. Are you sticking to 3? I know your article. I know you were teetering 3-4. How are we feeling about Texas? Could they be a 2-loss team? What is your locked-in prediction?
I think this team is a 2-loss team. I could see 3. But I'm gonna stay firm at 2 losses, and they do get a playoff berth. Do they make it to the Natty? I don't know. I still hold my better judgment on that part, but this is a playoff team this year.
Ooh. 2-loss team. Huh. I think you're being a little nice. Beth. I know. I see people online that are like, this is the undefeated season for the Longhorns. Bro,
undefeated. Yeah, they're smoking.
Not watch football, bro. Like, I just don't understand some of these motherfuckers that be talking. It blows my mind how stupid some of these dudes are. But anyway, guys, if you guys are just joining us, we were talking the Texas Longhorns schedule predictions. 2-loss season for Seth, a 3-loss season for me. And I won't be shocked, folks, when they lose a 4th one. But I don't think they let it happen. But it could be there. So that said, Seth, I guess, once again, you are the article writer here for the Texas Longhorns. You are saying playoff berth. Yes,
playoff berth.
How deep are we talking?
I say they get to the semifinals and they blow a gasket and lose again like they always do. And we're right back here once again talking about we'll be right back here next year talking about if Steve Sarkisian is on the hot seat or not, in my opinion. Because yes,
Lord have mercy. If they don't get it done this year, if they don't get to the national championship, I'm gonna go bare minimum semifinal. You lose in the semifinal to a really good other team. You lose to a team that is just solid. I mean, you lose to an Ohio State or a Georgia. I think Oregon. we can all live with that. Like that's like, okay, cool.
I'm gonna tell you this real quick, Riggs. I don't think especially Texas fans, I don't think a semifinal is going to cut it. They have to.
It shouldn't. It should not count. I agree. And you know what? Fuck yeah, hell yeah, Texas fans. Y'all wanted to fire Mike Tomlin. Fuck y'all. Anyway, look, sorry. That was the Steelers fan out of me. Bro, I don't know what else you guys want from this guy.
Yeah.
We know who he is. He doesn't win. He doesn't go on deep runs. He beats up on UTS fucking A. Who cares? Like, who cares? And then they lose the big ones. And then they blow leads. And then they're down 17 points to Mississippi fucking State. Like, I'm over the Sark era. That's why when I asked you who's a better coach, him or Elko, who's a better coach, him or Kiffin, I didn't pick him once. I don't think he's that guy, Seth. And if you have Arch Manning, spell it out, folks. Arch Manning, the highest paid college football player, the Heisman favorite. That is your guy, bro. If you can't get to a championship and really win it, what does it say about you? Because if you put a ton of other coaches with the same roster and the same team and the same schedule, they're better than that. So I don't know why he is like, they have risen Stark up. I honestly think it's because he's been there for so long.
Yeah.
That people just like associate him with it. Like he's Nick fucking Saban. Bro, he hasn't done shit. What has he done at Texas? Anyway, I'm going to start going on a rant.
But
I'm not
two quick
point.
Championship
or get the fuck out.
Facts. My question is, do you buy the slogan that everybody says is Texas back? Have they been back, or are they?
Are the Cowboys back?
Or say that again.
Are the Cowboys back?
Hell no.
Hell no. So they ain't back either, bro.
And then look, my last point is
question. I just want to on your first question. What does Texas back mean?
Exactly. That is what I've been trying to figure out since I've been like a little kid. Granted, I know the Mac Brown era, Vince Young, that's when Texas was at their peak. Yeah. But Texas is back. That means like they have to win multiple championships to be like, yeah, we're back, we're elite, and they haven't done that. They've been at the doorstep, but they haven't been there. And then my last point, especially after this offseason and just how Sarkisian has been running his mouth, like he can't fail. Like there's no point in this season where he can look up at the scoreboard and have an L at the. I mean, it's inevitable that they're going to lose, but you know what I'm saying. Like he cannot lose. Like he's set up.
Should they lose? I don't think there's a game on their schedule other than maybe LSU. I don't think there's a game that they're a dog. When Ohio State comes to town, when Ole Miss comes to town, they're coming to Texas.
Yeah,
I don't think they're a dog in those games. They're definitely not a dog at Tennessee. Yeah. I think at LSU and maybe at A&M at the end of the year. But even then, I don't think the world, unless like Arch is hurt and whatever, I don't think they're making Arch a dog. I think that's like Texas A&M plus 1.5.
Yeah, you might be right, Riggs. You definitely might be right.
I don't know if they should lose a game, Seth. They will, but I don't think they should.
Yeah. So, but that's my point though. Like after talking so heavy, like he has been this whole offseason, the pressure's on. Like you have no margin of error, in my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
First question, no, Texas. They're not back because you got to go somewhere before you come back. You got to rebuild. You got to be a 3-win team. You got to have, coaches cheating on people and stealing signs and doing shit. Shout out Michigan. You gotta kind of like fall off. You got to lose guys. You got to have like who was it? James Madison, who was the team that like the entire starting 11 fucking transferred because they made the playoff. Yeah, James Madison. Like that's like, are we back? All right, that's like, did we rebuild all of this and get back to Texas?
I think they're back in the whole time. Yeah, I think they're back in that term. But to say like
but they didn't go anywhere.
Right. I mean, they made it to a semifinal.
Bro, not winning. Yeah, but hang on. Not winning a championship doesn't mean you went anywhere. You had the teams. You had the defenses. You've had the recruiting classes. Don't get it fucking twisted. You've had the guys, you just haven't won.
Right.
So, no. And then last year, you were the absolute most hyped football team of all football teams. As the year went on, the Lane Kiffin bullshit kind of took over, and the LSU stuff kind of took over. But until we all realized that Texas wasn't what we thought, for the first 6 weeks, they were college football. They were the talk of, they were the joke. They were this, they were that. And then they were like, oh, thank God Lane Kiffin came around and took the spotlight off of us. Because you know what I'm saying? Bro, you can't come back when you're expected to be the team. That just doesn't make any sense. That's like if, in NFL terms, that's like if Matt Stafford comes out and plays like pretty good this year. And people are like, is he back? He just won the fucking MVP.
Yeah.
What do you mean, is he back? Like, he's supposed to.
Yeah, he didn't
you
go
feel
nowhere.
me? Like, I just don't. I don't know. Anyway, no, Texas people, just stop. If you don't win a championship, we don't want to hear from y'all. Like,
yeah, please.
Just shut up, bro. Please. If you don't get through Ohio State easy and Tennessee like really easy, if they're not 4-0, I'm already over it. And I have them losing to Ohio State. If they're not 4-0, I'm over it. Because if they're not, then Florida or Mizzou or Ole Miss, one of these teams, even if it's at home, they're going to catch them. Yeah. They're going to have 2 losses before we know it. And then if they got to win 6 straight, it ain't happening. So we'll see. Anyway, my man.
Yeah.
I know we got to wrap this damn thing up here. It's been fun. Texas Longhorns, fun. Good luck. Here we go again. But my man, your article on sportsforummedia.com, folks, go check it out now. Lots of college football articles up for you guys, by the way, for all these scheduled previews. We're working on more. We're trying to get the top 20, top 25 best teams that we think are interesting for you guys up on the website, as well as NFL. We are through pretty much the entire AFC East, NFC East. We're on the AFC, NFC North right now for you guys. So go check that out. Maybe we've covered your team. Maybe we've covered a team you don't like. Maybe we've covered a team that you're interested in. I don't know, man, but go check it out on the site, guys. Tons of other betting articles up for you. UFC articles are back next week. Shout out to our guy, CBUFC. He out there on vacation, so I'll let the boy enjoy his time. But other than that, Seth, any last comments for you, my man, on Texas or anything college football?
Nah, man, I'm just ready for the season to start, ready to get back to the games. And I think this one is going to be a season to remember, in my opinion. So can't wait.
A season to remember. I kind of feel you. It feels like something crazy about to happen.
I think so too. Yep.
I'm there. Anyway, we haven't done that Michigan show yet, have we?
Nope, not yet. Not yet. I'm ready for that one too.
We might have a show for you next week. Oh, I got to get this fucking shirt off, bro. I got to get this shirt off. Anyway, y'all. All right, guys. Seth Douglas at S&D Sports Media, myself at Rig Sports Talk. Until next time, guys, enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday. Peace. Drop a few bills and pop a few champagne bottles.